I know that they're on, and I know you're like, oh man, I got to see my team. I got to watch. Hey, look, I'm not mad at you. If you're watching a football game today, go for it, enjoy yourself. But please come back and watch this. You know, if you got a little time, you driving or whatever that may be, come on back, watch it. And as always, I hope that you get something out of this. So today we're talking about Masonic lessons, and I have this book right here. All right, this book right here. This book is written by brother Saliym. I messed his name up. Saliym. Thank you very much. He's a brother out of Philly, and he knows that I have difficulties messing his name up unless I'm talking to him. But there's no disrespect to the man, because I've learned a lot from him. And we've talked and had many of conversations. I personally have over maybe 100 lectures that he's actually sent me. And we talk often in regards to Freemasonry and what it is, what it's not, the best way to understand it, the practices, the principles. He and I do that. And that's the uniqueness between our relationship that we have. And I'm very grateful that he's allowed me to come in his corner. I'm just going to be honest with you, and to share this particular book right here. All right. This is part 2. Part 1 was awesome. Part 2 goes more in depth. Part 2 actually breaks down the symbolism of Masonry, what it means, just not the surface stuff. I know many of us get books and we get the surface stuff. Okay, so we know the use of a trowel. We heard that it is to spread cement of brotherly love, and we get that part. We've heard about the plumb, the level, and the square. We get all of that, and we understand the superficial usage of them when compared to operative Masons, those who actually do the building. And we've been giving a tad bit. We've just been given a tad bit of lessons on what it means to speculative Masons, those who apply it for a more noble purpose, as any spiritual purpose. But when you go behind the scenes and actually understand those instruments that have been placed in your care, then the whole trajectory changes. Everything tends to be like, oh my, this is it. Yeah, this is it. And this is the uniqueness behind this particular book right here. I've had it for a couple of weeks. Yes, I've had it for a couple of weeks. I decided to pop it open and to do my reading and to be able to go into it and really break it down, you know. And as it says in this particular book, esoteric describes something understood or apparently or appreciated by a small specialized group of numbers of people. So when he gets into this book, he begins to break down esoteric and transformation and consciousness and how all of that applies in the workings of the Freemasons and the Order of the Eastern Star. What you miss in a lot of your lodges, what you do miss, is really the teachings and the understanding of the craft. A lot of you don't get that. And the reason you don't get that is because a lot of our lodges are too busy dealing with small things instead of the very unique style of what Masonry is supposed to be. It is said that Masonry is supposed to help a good man become better, but that's a misnomer. That is not correct. Actually, Masons, the Freemason actually helps a person to become a Mason. And once he becomes a Mason, he's giving tools of the operative Masons to apply speculatively to his life. But what happens is that get lost in the education of Freemasonry. It gets lost because a lot of times our lodges are so into learning the recall, you know, the parrot. Are you a Mason? I am. What makes you a Mason? Have you been off or from? We get so bogged down with that in the examination part of Masonry until we actually miss on how to execute and being a Mason. We miss all of that. And I've come into my readings and a better understanding is that it is best left and applied to the individual in his journey. Now, what I've learned in being a Scottish Rite Mason, the craft degrees. And I learned this from Brother Brumont, which I enjoy our conversation, where he says, okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to do lessons. We're going to actually teach. We're not going to do a parrot recall, because the instruments that are given to you and apply it, these are your working tools. So you need to be able to describe these tools for you, not for me, but for you. And so therefore, what you're going to do, you're going to have to write papers. And I love that. I love it. I love it. And he may be like, Hawkins, why are you telling people that? Because a lot of people are not getting what I would consider, and some may or may not agree with me, what I consider is Masonic education. A lot of us are dealing with going back and forth with people on the internet about who's regular, who's not, clandestine, bogusness. That's what most of us are dealing with. You know, you're watching people on TikTok and stuff go back and forth over nonsense. But let's really get into the aspects of what Freemasonry is and isn't, and what it's supposed to be about, versus your charter didn't come from here or come from there. So therefore, that is for small-minded people. Small-minded people deal in that. And I was once like that. I was that dude, you know, but as I began to crack open more books, began to read for myself, began to travel outside of my boundaries, a whole nother door open, a whole nother atmosphere open up. Everything began to open up for me as a brother traveling as a Mason. Not just as a brother, I'm traveling to this country, no, but I'm actually going to do some visitation with these individuals from various countries, and your perception began to change. You only have one perception because that's all you've ever experienced. But when your experience as a Mason begin to develop and change, you're going to learn so much more. You're really going to be able to break things down from a whole nother paradigm, because the Masonic lessons that you're going to get on your journey is really going to come when you are able to apply it. And a lot of us don't know how to apply it. Really think about it. For those of you who are actively participating in your lodge, do you, when you go to your lodge meetings, after they've gone through the protocols for most meetings, be it whether it's Freemason or not, the protocol for most Masons, right? You're going to open your lodge. You're going to do a roll call. Once you do the roll call, you're going to see if there's any petitions. Once you see if there's any petitions, you may have one or two initiations. You may even have a raising. After you've done all of that, where is the lesson and instructions coming to? Are you being taught the lessons of Masonry? Are you being taught the bullshit about it? Oh, he's not like one of us. He's this and he's that. You can't talk. Are you being taught that? Or are you actually being taught what it is to be a Mason? That also applies to the Order of the Eastern Star. It applies to my sisters. Are you being taught what it is to be one of the five herons? Or are you just going to your meetings and just chalking it up? When is the next fundraiser? We need more members. Or are you taking that which you have, the members that you have, are you taking them and really giving them the fundamental deep dive into the very thing that they are a part of? Because there's a system at work. And I keep telling you, there's a system at work. And the reason most of us don't understand the system, because we don't apply the system. So therefore, a lot of the things that we think we know, we don't really know. And I'm still learning. I'm learning all the time about things I thought I knew. And I'm like, okay, I got to change that up. I got to add to it. I got to bring something different, because the new members in my lodge, they want this stuff. They don't want to talk about that BS that you hear on TikTok. They want to get into the Masonic order and what it is. They want to be able to understand the essence of what it is supposed to be added to my life. We say, I'm going to make Mason's going to make a good man a better man. But how you doing that when you're back on TikTok and Facebook and all these other things going back and forth? How is that making you a better man? How is it? How is that making you a better sister of the Order of the Eastern Star when you don't deep dive into the very thing that you're trying to emulate? I mean, I'm watching myself and how and what I'm saying and applying it not only to those outside, but to me too. This applies to me. So when I do a deep dive, when I begin to go into books like this, it enables me to become a better instructor, a better teacher, a better mentor, a better Mason. That's what it does. Because in this particular book, in this book right here, you're going to get all of that. And then you're going to be able to develop your own lessons out of that. And when you do that, then you can say, oh, boom. Oh, man, I didn't. Yeah, you have that aha moment. And I don't know how many of us actually have an aha moment. Are we desperate to just go back and forth? Is that all you're going to get? Or are you really interested in what it is to be a Mason? Are you really interested on how to better yourself, not only as a Mason, but as an individual who encourage you to really look at these tools that we're given? Why do people become Masons? Why? I mean, really think about it. You know, we got the little thing that says, as many of brothers and fellows have done before. But why? Why do people choose the lodge they choose? Why? And for me, I asked the question because it's asking me, why did you choose to go over there versus over here or over? Why? It was suitable for me. It met my needs and what I was looking for. It met everything that I so desired as becoming a Mason. The lodge that I'm in now met those needs. And the lodge that you are seeking to become part of, or the chapter you're seeking to become part of, should meet your expectations and needs as far as becoming an Eastern Star and as far as becoming a Mason. It should meet your needs. And I say that because you're going to bring something to that lodge. You're going to bring your time and your talents to that lodge. You're going to bring your time and your talents to that chapter. But if it's not meeting your needs, as far as expectations of what you want to get out of it, then it's time for you to cut and go someplace else. Or you develop a lesson plan. You develop a lesson plan that's going to be suitable for you and what you're trying to accomplish. You develop the Masonic lesson plan, or the OES lesson that's going to help develop that system to becoming a better Eastern Star and understanding the womanhood for which she signed up to be, although she's already a woman. But we're going to help you with developing to be the best woman that you can be on this journey and walking that labyrinth of life, for which I, as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, swore that I will help you. The same applies to the brothers of the craft. The same thing applies. But we get it so screwed up that we miss the very thing that's supposed to bring us together. This thing we claim to be part of is supposed to unite us, but it does the opposite for those who have not yet been educated in understanding the lessons of Masonry. It does us a disservice. And I say that because I watch brothers, how they go into the different chat groups and they go back and forth with brothers without understanding that you're really doing more harm than anything else. You're doing more harm. TikTok is open to the public. So every time somebody sees you going back and forth with somebody who's a Mason and they're not in your particular Masonic jurisdiction or order, they're like, I don't want to be a part of that. Why am I over here? The things you see, the things I see y'all doing, I can do it and don't have to be a Mason. I can do charity work. I don't have to be a Mason to do that. I can develop new friendships. I don't have to be a Mason to do that. I can travel the world and meet new people. I don't have to be a Mason to do that. So what is it for me to be a Mason when I'm watching you and the other cohorts go back and forth on YouTube doing whatever you do? And I would say this. I would say the uniqueness of it, when you really break it down, the uniqueness of it is the ritualistic bond, the initiation rites and ceremonies that we go through to create that bond between us who are Freemasons. And only a few understands that. Only a few understand the bond that you are supposed to have when you're going through the rites and ceremonies of a Mason. And in my travels, what I've learned is that there's different aspects to it. For one is that the way it's done here in the States is not how it's done outside of the United States. When it comes to ritualistic rites and ceremonies, there are some things very similar. So the best thing for you to do is to sit back and watch and be educated on how someone else goes through these ritualistic ceremonies. And then you take that and you apply it to your own journey by watching them as they go into the reflection room. Because let's face it, a lot of Masons never went into a reflection room. They don't. But when you have done that, it's awesome. I don't care whether you got 10,000 members, 50,000 members, 100 members in your Masonic jurisdiction. If you are doing the Masonic lessons, if you are educating your brothers, your sisters in the jurisdiction for which you are a part of, in regards to how to better, how to be, how to uplift, how to be, all of that, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. The question is, do you want to stay on that path? That trajectory, which is going to take you up and up and up. Absolutely. And that's when I say that, that means the things I was once indulged in. When I say indulged in going back and forth with someone that's over nonsense, boom, cut that out. I'm done with that. Now you're on something else. Now I want to educate. Boom, that's done. Now what else do I? So the process is to move forward, not backwards. When are you going to be done with that? When are you going to say enough is enough? I want the lessons of Masonry. I want to understand it. I want to apply it no matter where I go and what I do. Like Grandmaster Boyd told me out of Arkansas, he said, Brother Hawkins, I keep this black and white on. Even when you don't see it on me, it's on me. And I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. And to me, that's how you should apply that. Now, everybody's not going to get along. Let's just be honest about it. We are all not going to get along. We are not all going to agree. The best thing, as one of the lessons that in Masonry teaches you, is that life teaches you this. You can agree to disagree. But when I'm on the same road, or when I'm on the same path, not the same road, but the same path, different roads, when we're on the same path of enlightenment, truth has no color. You can either accept it or let it alone. Truth has no color. Knowledge has no color. We apply that to it. He's a white Mason. He's a black Mason. And I get it. I get it. I understand it. However, do we need to do that? When we see that brother who's wearing the compass and square, and once we have exchanged and dialogue, do we have to put titles to it? Or do we just say he's a brother Mason based upon the information that I know of him? Or do you still go back and forth and say, well, he's not in my jurisdiction. He's not a Mason according to my jurisdiction. That's fine. But where do Masons meet? Under a star recovery deck. And that's not in a building made by hands. Just saying. So when you pick up this book, get this book, man. I'm just saying. This book right here. This is that book. All right. And what this book is going to do, it's going to open up a lot of dialogue for you. A lot of different teachers for you. Like I take, for instance, the book deals with the setting mall, specializes in rebuilding, reconstruction our spiritual bodies, which we consider an obede. Okay, the physical guide that we live here on earth is a temporal dwelling place. So it even takes you back to the Bible. For those of you who like to apply it, it can take you there. If you're going to Genesis 3:19, okay, in the sweat of your face, okay, shall eat the bread till you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, from dust you are, and dust you shall return. The gavel. Oh, you didn't see that coming. You think of the gavels when you strike it 3 times, everybody rise. 1 time, everybody sits. That's, oh, the gavel, chipping off those superficial things. But in this lesson, you learned that gavel goes a little bit deeper than just that. And that is why I like this particular book right here. Brother Solomon, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to keep messing up your name until it comes out of my mouth right. But you know it's out of love, brother. It's not out of disrespect. Let me say that. Let me say that right now. All right? Let me say that right now. So as you go, you get this book, whatever it may be for you, get it, check it out. Greetings to everybody who's popping in. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, if you got any questions that you want to ask, please do it. Yeah. Absolutely. Reclining, plan, set, root. No. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you got any questions that you want to recline and plan. Okay. Reclining in plain sight, rude. What? Okay. All right. But anyway, answer. I'm gonna let that one go. I don't even want to deal with that one. I don't even know how. There you go. Boom. All right. So greetings, brother Hawkins, Grandmaster Pitts. What's going on with you, brother? Not on one accord. Life application 2025. Absolutely. We're in 2026 now, baby. Let's get it in. Greetings, brother Hawkins. I was invited November 19th, 2015 to join what's that? Barclay Lodge in Cleveland, Ohio. Go do it. Go do it. Have fun. Enjoy the journey, man. Go, brother, have at it. Have at it. And if I can be an assistance to you along this journey, hey, man, hit me up. Hit me up. Absolutely. Spirit of Justice, how you doing? I salute you too, brother. Absolutely, I salute you. So for those of you who are just joining on and those of you who have been here, this lesson that we are in, as far as Masonry is concerned, is a lesson that you should actually be able to apply and go beyond the mere purpose of Masonic jurisdiction. You should be able to take this and apply it in such a way that it really enhances you and what you're trying to get out of Freemasonry. I don't know what do you want out of Masonry? Some of you have yet to even define that for yourselves. And I'm like, oh, come on, get it right. Come on. You know, that's me. That's me. I want you to be able to enjoy this thing and so much until people be like, man, what is it about this Freemasonry thing? Because I truly enjoy it. I do, man. I do. Here's another book. Here's another book. I got this hardcover. Man, Without Sanctuary. I got this book. And I'm going through it right now. And I'll tell you, I appreciate those who have come before me and have laid the foundation for which I stand on. I appreciate their sacrifices. I appreciate what they did. Everybody, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, this book, Without Sanctuary, I mean, I know it's not a Masonic book, but it touches you. It tugs at you. It makes you think. It puts things in perspective, because a lot of us are going through things and we don't even know why we're going through them. A lot of us have trauma in our lives. We don't even know why we have such trauma. It's been passed down. That trauma that we deal with, and I know I'm kind of changing the subject matter, but that trauma we deal with as Black folks, it's been passed down. It's no other people have dealt with this like Black folks have dealt with it. I just want to leave it there because I wanted to share this book with you. Okay? I'm going to get back on my soapbox and go back to this book right here. Masonic Lessons. I'm going to go back to this one right here because that book right here, Without Sanctuary, yeah. Yes. But anyway, so in going back to this, in this book, as I was reading it, I can share with you that most of us are looking for someone on the outside to come and to liberate you, to come and give you peace, to come and do all the things that you so desire in life. You're waiting on someone else to do it. In reading this book, I've discovered the most simplest lesson I've heard over and over again. There is nothing more greater on the outside of you than on the inside of you. I'm going to say that again because some of you probably missed it. There is nothing more greater on the outside of you than on the inside of you. When you get that, a light should come on. Something should happen. You should be able to begin to apply that. And when you begin to apply that particular small lessons, I'm quite sure many of you have heard that. But when you begin to apply the small lessons, it's a different beast. It's a different beast. Absolutely. And for the next time a person tell me that I'm in my living room, I'm in my office. This is my spot. My living room has none of this on the walls. I had to say that because somebody said, there he is in his living. No, this is my office. This is my space. Let me move this up for you so you can see. All of this. This is not a living room. This is my office. This is my space, you know? And if you want to see something else, I'm going to flip the camera around so you can just see that it goes all the way out, you know, all of that. So yeah, this is my office space. Yeah. Every man should have one. If you can have it, man, you should have one. But I just wanted to share that, you know. But back to this book here. A managed Mason is a person who sits at the head of a lodge as a worshipful master, and his assistants are treasurer and the secretary, along with the past master as his advisor. What are the responsibilities? They are to manage the different brothers' personalities and behaviors with the laws, rules, and regulations of a Grand Lodge. They are also managed in maintaining the buildings, paying the bills, and raising funds. Anyone who has a studio or taking business courses can do that. Now, does that sound like a hidden mystery of the ancient Freemasonry? Because that's what you do. You wish for masters, past masters, secretary, and treasurers. That is exactly what you do. I'm going to read it back over to you again. All right. You manage Masons. That's what you do. Okay. This is what you do until you get into the different lessons of what it is to be a Mason. You manage Masons. A management Masons or a managed Mason is a person who sits at the head of a lodge, which is the wishful master. And his assistants are the treasurer and secretary, along with the past master as his advisor. What are his responsibilities? They are managed they manage the different brothers' personalities and behaviors with the laws and rules and regulations of a Grand Lodge. They also manage and maintain the billing fund, pay bills, and raise funds. Anyone who has been suited or taking a business course can do that. Anyone who's taking a business course can do exactly that as a wishful master. Okay. Now, does that sound like hidden mysteries of the ancient masonry? It does not. It absolutely does not. If it does to you, explain the symbolism of the two pillars of the front of what is called King Solomon's Temple. Sure, you know they are called Boaz and Chartang. This is not anything hidden. You can go pick up any book and it will tell you that. But what is the underlying significance? That's the key point. That's the key point. What is the underlying significance? Okay. Now, only the esoteric Masons can explain that. The average Mason can't explain the significance, the underlying significance of the two pillars. But for those who dive deep, they can break it down. They can give it to you. And it's only a few. It's only a few, and that's open to a great discussion when you have those few Masons, those individual brothers who come in and have the conversation. You know, so this is where we're at when we do that. And then it says their responsibilities are to make sure that the brothers adhere to what is written down in those rituals. That's what the wishful master does. The junior warden, senior warden, they want to make sure that you adhere to what is written down in the rituals. The rituals are the teachers. They do not explain the hidden meanings of the symbols and allegories, only that you can repeat what is in the rituals. This is the way the brothers who can repeat verbatim what is in the rituals, not to be able to explain the hidden meaning. It is called a parrot mason. A lot of us can repeat the rituals. A lot of us very good at repeating the rituals. But when you can't break down the rituals, then there's a problem. The problem is you can't break it down. The uniqueness is that you can spit it out verbatim, but can you break it down? Can you pull out of what you just said a lesson that's going to help that into apprentice, that fellow craft, that master mason? Can you pull a lesson out of that? The same applies to the sisters. The same applies to you when you are opening your chapter and you going through the Lambeth, and can you break that out? Can you break out a lesson and understanding what it is? Can you do that? Can you do that? How many times was Hakiym Biff buried? Okay. And where was he buried? And why was he buried where he was buried? And then he was taken to a final resting place. Okay. But what happens to those vital organs that was taken out of Hakiym Biff? Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that they took out Hakiym Biff vital organs and they placed them in a particular place within the confines of the lodge? You didn't know that. And this is why you got to get this book. This is why you got to get this book. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying there are a lot of African American, may I say Black Masonic authors out here who have great works. I mean, across the board. There are. The process is we don't support them enough, so we don't hear about them. And I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of Black authors. Hold on, I got another book I want to share with you. Just a second. I think you're really going to get a kick out of this book here. I'll be with you in just a second. I'm looking for a particular book I want to share with you. Let's see, where is it at? I have a book right here. It's not by an African American Mason, but with that being said, I still would say this book right here is a good book. I still would actually say, yeah, get this book here. Know Thyself, the science of esoteric Freemasonry, gnostics, mysteries, and Christianity, Eastern yoga, and the Kabbalah. This book right here breaks down a lot of stuff from a different perspective. This is a quick read. This is a good read. It's about maybe 90 pages. Nope, it's more than that. It's 160 pages. You know, so Know Thyself is a good Masonic book, because a lot of us place, what I've learned in watching, a lot of us place our Masonic jurisdiction in proclaiming who we are. I'm going to use myself for an example. Oh, he's a John G. Jones Mason. What? John G. Jones did not make me a Mason. Absolutely not. I'm a member of the Grand Lodge of John G. Jones, Ancient Free and Accepted Mason Scottish Rite. I'm a member of that jurisdiction, but I'm not a John G. Jones Mason. I'm just a Mason. You are not a PHA Mason. That is where you reside your membership at. You're just a Mason. And when I say just a Mason, you fit into the stone that the builders rejected. You're that person. You are who you've been waiting for, but you've been so conditioned to you missed it. You've been conditioned to miss that. That's your fault. That's on those who's supposed to be educating you. Instead of going back and forth with somebody over some BS, they should be educating you on what it is to be a Mason. They should be educating you on the simplest form. And then once that's done, then you want to go a little bit farther. That's how that's supposed to actually happen. You're supposed to have a coach of some sort or a mentor that's going to help and guide you along the way of your Masonic journey until you become a Master Mason. Not just become a parrot and be able to spew out stuff over and over like if you really knowing it, like without knowing what it really means, what you're saying. This is what I like about the Scottish Rite. No, you're going to write some papers, bro. You're not going to become a Master Mason in 3 months. No, that ain't popping off. No, it ain't happening. There's going to be a process to get you to where you're going to understand what you are a part of and how this system works. Because there's a system. And I keep saying it over and over again, but most of us miss the fact that there's truly a Masonic system out here that most don't recognize, most don't understand it. Because most of us hadn't been taught the system. So what we do is we put up these guidelines, these jurisdictional guidelines to where we're not able to really enjoy Masonry. And I say that, and I say it with all of my chest. Most of us don't enjoy it as it should be enjoyed, because a lot of us like to go to the parties. A lot of us like to have a great time. But do you actually study the lessons and the teachings of it? Do you actually apply that rule and guide? Do you actually understand why you pass from the square to the compass? Do you know why you do that? Because you're eventually going to do it. But do you know why? And that's the thing that a lot of brothers miss. They don't get the teachings. You get the lectures that have been watered down and handed down. You get that part. You get the part to where brothers are telling you shouldn't talk to that person or that person. You get that. But do you get the teachings? And that is the most important thing that you should get out of being a Mason, is this teachings. Because the teaching is going to help you to appreciate the craft. It's going to help you appreciate that brother who's modern free, international, ancient free and accepted, mainstream, PHO, PHA. Those are going to help you appreciate the diversity of Masonry instead of all of that BS that you hear. And that's how I got here. Crack open my book, go travel, go see. Now I appreciate the brother who's modern, who's international, who's PHO, who's PHA, who's main. I can appreciate the diversity of Freemasonry and what it brings to and add to when it's applied. Because I've traveled, as a Mason. And I say that because a lot of us don't. You don't get out. You stay in. So you don't know what it is to be in somebody else's country as a Mason, because you've never did it, but you want to apply what you do here to someone else who's actually did that. So I'm encouraging you, when you become a Mason and you've gotten to that Master Mason point and you've gone to Grand Session, now explore it. Explore Masonry. Oh man, explore it. And then you're going to find out, I ain't messing with you. I'm not messing with you. Because I find that what you do in your life, I find that the things that you do don't apply to what I'm trying to do with mine. So therefore, we good. But no, because where I'm trying to go as a Mason, you've already reached where you want to go. All you want to do is be a Master Mason party and have a great time. You doing that. That's where you want to be. Me, I want to be able to venture outside and see other Masonic jurisdictions and how they open and close and how they apply the working tools, and the different signs that they may have may be a little bit differently than the one I may have, and how I hold it, and how that's what I want to do. That's what I want to experience. A lot of you will never get that experience because you're too hell bent and you're too shut down mind wise to actually explore that. As a Mason, you're supposed to be an explorer. One who don't mind the science, the arts, the chemistry, the literature. One who goes to open and crack different books and apply them and to see how they are working. It's woof. I'm just saying. And there's a lot of different books out there. I'm just saying, go get yourself some books and then begin to read them for yourself. And understand Masonry from a variety of perspectives other than your own. Because when you think that you're absolutely right, you're absolutely wrong. When you think you're absolutely right, you can be absolutely wrong. That's for sure. I have actually sat in a lodge from the brothers from France. Okay? From the Grand Lodge of France. Actually. So I've done those things, and to see that and to listen to this brother as he break down some things to me, I'll take that. Give me that. Put that in my pocket. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to use it. It's something new now. I've actually exchanged tokens. I got this beautiful token that was given to me from my brother from Brazil. It's a beautiful token. Hold on. All right, I'm coming back. So I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you some things I received in my travels, right? I received this in my travels. Some of you may or may not know what this is, but I have received this in my travels, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I'm telling you. Brother was like, hey, I got something for you. Come here, Noble. There you go. I was like, all right now. All right. So I received this. This is another token I received. On this token, it says, friendship is the golden thread that ties our hearts together. A friend loves all the time. This is another token I received. Man, I'm just saying, on my travels. This is another token I received. You know, this is actually a military token that was given to me from a Mason. I'm like, oh, snaps. And he was on the USS Princeton. Yeah. Yep. This is a military token that was given to me from a brother Mason, right? Here's another token. Here's another token. And this token here is crazy because on this token, it says, do it or the hell with it. On this token, it says, do it or the hell with it. This is another token I received, right? Now, this token here, it was special, man. All right. I'm quite sure you can see the eagle on one side, but look at this on this side. Let me see. I think it's upside down. Let me see. Boom. There you go. You can see it now. See that? Man, it's a beautiful token. I'm going to share this token with you. Most of you probably already have this token. A lot of you probably already have this particular token. This is a cool token. This is a cool token. Now, this token was given to me by National Grand Master Tyrone Montgomery. When we first met, he gave me this token right here. This is his token that he gave to me, right? Now, This token right here, this token is from the Grand Lodge of Brazil. When I traveled over, this brother gave me this token. He passed the token over to me. Right? This is their token. Okay? Now, one of the best tokens I would say that I've ever received is this one. This token right here. Man, when I received this token, it meant so much to me. This token was given to me by the president of Calypsis. This was a token that was given to me. Man, so this is why it's important for those of you who are Masons, particularly. It's important to travel. I received a token from the past Grand Master of California. Gave me a token. His token is the lap pen. He gave me a lap pen. All right. He gave me a lap pen. That was his token. I received a token also from past Grand Master Phillips. He passed away some years ago. He's the past Grand Master Prince Hall. He gave me a token. And that's the beauty of it all. I mean, really, when you sit back and watch, when you sit back and learn, man, all this BS that you hear on TikTok and this going back and forth, that has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the construction of Freemasonry. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. That is just those who are too small-minded to understand that it's something actually happening within the system of Masonry. That's it. That's it in a nutshell, man. Absolutely. It is just too sad that we ourselves, just as I have, gotten caught up in all of the back and forth. However, there comes a time when you have to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Why am I even debating or arguing with that person? He doesn't add anything to me. He doesn't mean me any good. So why do I debate or argue with a person who doesn't add value to me? Why do that? I would rather sit and talk to someone who's going to add value. We're going to see each other as equals, and we're going to appreciate what each person brings to the table. And now let's have a conversation. And when we leave, we can agree to disagree, but let's have a beer. Let's have a drink. Let's do something other than. I hear brothers all the time. Well, Brother Tony, I can talk to you. I can't talk to you as a Mason, but man, I love the fellowship with you. Brother, what is it you're going to tell me? What I mean, really, I don't need to know your lodge business. I don't. That's your lodge business. Any other microchisms that you may have in Freemasonry, are you offer for all that? We don't need to do that. I know you to be a Mason because you come from such and such a Masonic jurisdiction. You know I'm going to be a Mason because I come from this jurisdiction. So either we can fellowship and break bread, have a beer, or we don't have to. But I'm not going to fall out. I'm not going to get my heart rate up because what you may call me when I know who I am. And that's the thing about understanding these lessons out of this book. I keep coming back to this because this book right here, although small and pages wise, I think it's like maybe 75 pages, 64 pages, man. But it's 64 pages with a boom, And I'll tell you something else that I got. This is a good lesson. See, the earth equals Freemasonry. Okay, the earth equals Freemasonry. All right, gravity is your obligation. All right, the speed of sound equals your degree level. I'm gonna repeat this again because I want you to catch something. The earth equals Freemasonry. Gravity is your obligation. The speed of sound equals your degree and your level. You could take that or let it alone. But I'm saying, this book right here gonna make you go crack it open, and you're gonna have to. Well, how do you figure that, brother? How do you figure that the earth equals Freemasonry? No, I'm gonna let you go do that for yourself. I'm gonna throw out some nuggets, but you gotta go get it for yourself. And when you get it, now you're understanding the craft. Now you're getting the hidden mysteries and understanding of what it is to be a Mason. Now you're cracking that open. Now you can say, oh, why I got to deal with you? Why I got to argue? Man, then when you level up, when you do that chalk line for that plumb line, pow, it's over. It's over. Absolutely. Absolutely over. Nah, we good. We good. And that's the thing that I enjoy. That's the thing I get. Man, look, I can talk about this all day and all night. I'm just saying, I want you to crack it open. I want you to enjoy it. I don't want you going back and forth with anybody. You're an inner apprentice, you're a fellow craft, you're a newly made master Mason. You need not to go back and forth with anybody. You're new to the Eastern Star. You don't need to go back and forth with anybody, but you want to make sure that you are in a chapter, that you're in a lodge that's going to assist and aid you in this journey, because you're going to dedicate your time. Okay, you're going to dedicate your finances to this lodge. You're going to pay membership dues to that lodge, to that chapter. So you want to be able to put in and get something out of it. If I'm putting into something and I can't get nothing out of it, it's useful. It's not useful anymore. It's a waste of my time. If I'm putting something into the bucket, but I can't get nothing out of it, it's not even worth your time. It's not. It's just time for you to move on to something else. That's what it's time for you to do. Greetings, everybody. If you're just popping in, I just want to welcome you to the live. And as always, I hope that you've gotten something out of it. I'm flipping up now to kind of catch up. Never argue with a fool. Absolutely. Nah, man. Look, I have personally gone back and forth with quite a few different people within the framework of Masonry. I have actually did that. And now at this time and stage, man, it was fun. I'm not going to lie to say it was wasted time. I got something out of it. And let me tell you what I got out of it. I got out of it to not do it again. You're like, what? Yeah. What I got out of it was not to do it again. Nope. Don't. Because most people have already made up their minds. They're not willing to listen to your side. And when a person has already made up their mind, nah, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Let them be. Let them be. And then you go enjoy all there is that Masonry has to offer, because Masonry is universal and it has a lot to offer you as far as visitation with Masonic lodges from around the world and really a true essence of the brotherhood. Have you ever been somewhere you didn't know nobody? I mean, you knew no one. And if you've ever been a part of any of the Greek organizations or the Odd Fellas, or any of those other organizations, they put you in contact with individuals that you may have never met. And because of the ritualistic ceremonies that you've gone through, you have a sincere bond, or you should have a sincere bond. And Masonry is one of those organizations. It is indeed one of the largest ones around the world that you can do that. Because I've gone and visited places where I knew no one, but because a brother saw the sign, an emblem, we had the conversation, I met a friend. And because I found him worthy and well qualified, as I am myself, yeah, we was on the same level. He was like, I'm good. Pleasure to meet you, Brother Tony. Where you hail from? And I told him, say, brother, great, let's go break bread. Let's go do this. We got a lodge meeting tomorrow night. You want to come? Brother, my lodge and your lodge, your jurisdictions, come. You're here in the country, you're visiting. Come. I've done that. How about you? And to me, that's it. That's the system at work. But a lot of us have never experienced the system. A lot of us haven't. And a lot of us probably won't. But hey, look, Until next time, I appreciate that. Brother Tony, could you make the camera on your video normal instead of a mirror? Oh, okay. Okay. My fault. I don't know. I probably can. I have to try it. Oh, are you really? Look. You remember the mechanics? Congratulations. From me to you. Oh yeah, brother. The mechanics? Yeah, y'all get down too. The mechanics out of Los Angeles. Those are some good individuals. And I say individual because I've met some of them and I've had the chance to actually talk with them in regards to the mechanics and just learn, although the mechanics and the symbolism of Freemasonry matches up, but your degree work is just a little different. And I like that. I like that. So congratulations. Two men whom argue both prove they are both fools. Oh, y'all got me cracking up. So yeah, congratulations to you. To the brother who joined the Independent United Order of the Mechanics, congratulations. To the brother who just beginning his journey in Masonry, congratulations. To the sister who's beginning her journey as a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, I commend you. I commend you. Absolutely, I commend you. Let's see what else we got. Greetings to everyone who's just popping in. 3 different levels of understanding keeps keep one open mind and learn in a learning heart. I like that. Thank you for sharing that one. Good evening to everyone. I know a lot of individuals are probably watching a football game today. So if your team wins, that's great. Hey, you know what? I'm a fan of the game. And some of these referees, oof. Oof. But with that being said, I salute each of you. Blessings to you. Welcome to 2026. I think this is like the 3rd weekend in 2026 thereabouts. So look, whatever you do, stay out the bushes, keep your light on. I am not your, how did I say that? I'm here to help you study, you know. So get your lessons in, get your plans in. Let's do this thing, man. And whatever you do, continue the journey, all right? Do that for yourself, nobody else. Peace and be well.